Hello, this is Ian. This is Ian's POV. Are we seeing the start of a civil war? I don't think we got that far yet. I think we just got a few skirmishes. And what we've got is the people, us. And we are fighting the woke world. The silent majority out there is not silent anymore. Yeah, there's a few radicals that we don't really want, but they're on our side. We've seen unrest in Northern Ireland. I'll give Starmer one thing. He has managed to unite the IRA and the Unionists, the Nationalists and the Unionists in Northern Ireland. They are both marching in Northern Ireland against the migrant hotels. They're demonstrating in Essex about the migrant hotels. Down south, they're demonstrating. London, they were demonstrating. We don't know what these migrants are. We don't know their background. But there's rape gangs, there's crime, drugs, and they're now even killing us. Oh, you can't say that, Ian. It's only a small minority. Yeah, but it's every week you get a story. A girl's just been stabbed in the neck and is fighting for her life in hospital. A 14-year-old girl. Lady in one of the migrant centres was stabbed, 14 or 17 times? And she was helping to look after him. Now, as illegal migrants, they can't work. They might have leave to stay, but until they're processed, they can't work. They're cleaning cars. They're working for Deliveroo. All cash in hand. And nobody's stopping it. The criminality that is being allowed to go on in this country is unbelievable. And what do our police force spend their time on? Having a go at us for telling the truth. Having a go at somebody for a Facebook post. Or a YouTube video in my case. Now, the police actually told me not to do this anymore because it might offend somebody. Come on. We have got the right of free speech and debate. Bill of Rights, 1688. Full stop. Article 9. There you are. Done. If you disagree with me, put a note down below. I haven't lost an argument on that one. Now, we are seeing skirmishes. We got the Pink Ladies. I support the Pink Ladies. We got Tommy Robinson trying to reunite the country. And he's got a diverse following of people. He can put 1 million people on the streets of London. Now, dividing us is not the answer. We have to stick together. Even in the Civil War, there was different factions. They got together to fight King Charles I. The Levellers, which, would be a modern-day communist party, they were backing Cromwell. And then you've got the different religious. You've got the Catholics, who were on the royalist side. And you've got the Protestants. That's me. I'm a Protestant. But my family were Catholic and Protestant. My grandparents were Catholic and Protestant. You know, I don't think we're at a civil. We may be seeing the start of a revolution. And the sides are being drawn. We've seen the skirmishes. What we've got is two different factions. We've got Starmer. He's using the far left Antifa to call us far right. I think we're right-thinking people. We're not far right. You've got the left. You've got the Greens. You've got Antifa. You've got the Palestine Action Group. You know, they're all together. And then you've got the LGBTQ and woke world. They're backed up by the WEF and the UN. A lot of this, what's going on, actually goes back to the UN and the WEF. But I don't know enough about it to sort of give you a documentary on it. I can only say that this is where it's, you know, these are the people that are controlling it. You know, the New World Order, if you like. Liz Truss called it the blob. It's unseen government working behind the scenes, controlling, pulling the strings. And then you've got us, the people. Now, what they're doing is these organisations, I mean, Reform, Restore, you know, Pink Ladies, they are being infiltrated. No doubt about it. By people who want to keep this different factions apart. They don't want them to join together. Now, I was in a club, and we were, it was a gun club, and we were fighting for our political lives when we had the pistol ban and the shotgun bans and all the rest of it. We had people in the club that did not have the interest of the shooter at heart. Once the pistol ban came in, they disappeared and were no longer there. I believe they were infiltrators to find out what we were doing, to influence us to do something. Now, I'm seeing that in these other organizations. The same sort of thing. They're not high profile. They're not getting in the press. They're not doing YouTube videos. But they're working quietly behind the scenes. And they will be advising, oh, you can't say that, you can't do this, it would be better if you did this, and steering it. So they keep the groups separate and apart. If we actually get together and agree with each other, and I think most of the right-thinking people do agree with each other, we want to be able to defend ourselves, so we need a defence. We have to close the border to stop the illegal immigrants, and we have to send some of the illegal immigrants back home because they came in here illegally. Full stop. No argument. But the woke world won't allow you to have it. Oh, they'll say, oh, we've got to use the Court of Human Rights, won't allow it. So the lawyers are making money out of it, which we're paying for. So we stop that. You know, we want to do something with the NHS. Well, if we get rid of all these migrants and send them back home, we'll have more money in the kitty, won't we? So we can use that on the NHS and make people better. That's my plan. And most of the people I talk to agree with me. We don't want men in skirts to go in ladies' toilets. Full stop. 95% of the population agree with that. It's only the woke 5% that get all the press. The BBC have signed up for it all. Net zero. Net zero is a con. I've seen the emails from the government agencies to the scientists in the doing the modelling to prove that CO2, allegedly, CO2 was the greenhouse gas. CO2 has been falling for 40 million years. You know, I was in the Civil Service Union, and I'd found out through a website called What's Up With That, and that looked at the climate change stuff and proved that it was all fake. I know, I got it in my brain. I was reading it at night, and I went to the conference, and I was going to speak at the conference about the shenanigans of global warming. That's what it was called back then. It was called global warming. It wasn't called climate change. They changed the name. But that's also in all the emails from the government agencies and the scientists in the University of East Anglia. It's all a fix. It's all a con. And most of us agree with it. They're not digging or they're not drilling for North Sea oil because it's against net zero. We've got to be green. Now, I'm all for saving the planet. I'm all for tidying up the planet and not polluting it. I got no problems with that. I've been a warden for the Wildlife Trust. I've done my bit to look after the countryside. But you've got these woke people come in, and their idea of the countryside is not to touch it. Well, the countryside has been managed for over 2,000 years. When the trees grow and they die, they take them out as firewood. Trees grow, they use them as timbers for making houses. And they leave the small trees to grow. It's a harvest. It's a cycle. Well, as a countryman, one of the things you're told is you plant an oak tree today and it'll be ready for your grandchildren. You're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for your grandchildren. Now, who talks about that today? Everything's instant. And we can all agree on that. What we've got to do is combine everybody on the right thinking side of politics to fight the left. Some of the left people actually agree with us. I'm sat down with a Labour Party supporter in the pub, and we're just chatting and all the rest of it. And I'm saying, I don't want to discuss politics in the pub. Anyway, we're just chatting, nice friendly chat. And we actually agreed with each other. And I thought, wow, the government has really got a problem. And this guy said he's been a Labour supporter all of his life. He's campaigned for Labour. He was a union member in the rail union, he was. And he said, I don't think I can vote for Starmer again. I said, who are you going to vote for? He said, I might vote Green, but I don't like the people in charge at the moment. But I'm thinking of voting Reform. I said, well done, mate, and shook his hand. Yeah. Anyway, I don't think we're in a civil war. I think we're heading for a revolution if Starmer carries on the way he's going. I just don't think the people are going to stand for this. And what we've got is we've got the government, the police, Antifa, LBGQ woke world on one side. And then you've got the silent majority, which is 95% of us on the other. We don't all agree. Some of us actually vote Labour. I don't. Never voted Labour in my life. But we've got to get together And we got to, as Tommy Robinson's trying to do, unite the country. And if Reform can do that, they would become unbeatable. Anyway, got a frog in my throat. I'm going to go now. Bye-bye.